I hate to be the suspicious one. Okay, sometimes I like to be the suspicious one. I, but I hate to start a conspiracy theory. No, that's not true either. I love to start a conspiracy theory. I'll just tell you what's happening, and you can fill in your own conspiracy theory. So I'm getting reports from a number of people that they ordered my book, Loser Think, from Amazon, and Amazon has, without explanation, canceled their pre-order based on lack of supply. Now, here's the interesting part. Some of the people who are getting canceled for lack of supply ordered it a month ago. But people who are ordering it today are saying it's just fine. So, do you believe that people who ordered it a month ago are getting canceled for lack of supply, while the people who are ordering it, this week are not? Does that sound right to you? There's something happening here, and I don't know exactly what it is. But I asked my publisher to look into it. I guarantee that the answer will be, we don't know. It's just one of those things. For some reason, must be a glitch in the system. What are the odds that Amazon, the most sophisticated, shopping platform of all time, what are the odds that it can't tell the difference between we have supply and we don't have supply, or that they can't keep the order straight, that the people who ordered first should be first in line should they have a supply? There's not really much chance that it's just a mistake in the system. There's something else happening. I don't know what. Now let's put it in context. I found out today, now I still need confirmation of this because I've got a single source, and that's always sketchy, but it's a reliable sounding single source. And I'm being told that Dilbert.com just got blocked in China. Think about that. Dilbert.com just got blocked in China, obviously for things I've been saying, including in the comic. Now, take this to sort of the next level of implication. Imagine, if you will, that we continue trading with China, and because China is a gigantic country, doesn't everybody become the NBA eventually? And what I mean by that is eventually, if we kept trading with China, we would all have some kind of entanglement with China, either through our employer, or our employers, vendors. You can think of 1,000 ways that we would be connected with China. And then imagine that China can just cancel you for speech. Yeah? You see it yet? The NBA situation is the situation that the entire country will be in. The freedom of speech in the United States will become a decision that China makes in the future, at least on topics that relate to them. So that's a pretty big deal. That's a pretty big deal. At the same time, we know that there's one of my followers who once a week he goes to a certain tweet of mine that he's liked continuously for, I don't know, weeks now. And he likes it, makes sure that the like takes, and then he checks back the next week and it's gone again. And then he tells me, I liked it again. Now we're having him try a different device and in a different place, just in case there's something special to him. But you remember I did a survey to ask how many people have followed me only to be automatically unfollowed. And I think 1,500 people said they'd been unfollowed. And that's just people who answered the survey. Imagine how many people didn't bother to answer it, never saw the survey, didn't notice because they didn't see the survey because they had been unfollowed. Just an update on YouTube. I'm still pretty much routinely demonetized on YouTube. Now, there's something that, oh yeah, and then I assume that was a technical problem. But what are the odds that the Matt Gaetz conversation would be the one that had all the massive technical problems? Is that a coincidence? I mean, it could be. Coincidences happen all the time. In fact, I'm going to be talking about a number of them. But it happened. You have to throw it in the mix of things that you know and try to interpret it. Now, YouTube continues to demonetize my videos. The Matt Gaetz video was instantly demonetized, as most of them are. Now, the reasons that YouTube would give would sound quite reasonable, because my understanding is that YouTube is trying to satisfy their advertisers who don't want to be associated with certain types of content, especially political content. And now, so far, you say to yourself, perfectly reasonable. If I were an advertiser, I would also want some control about what I'm associated with. But think about what YouTube used to be and what it is now. So what YouTube used to be is a place for creators to create what they wanted to create, within the limits of, acceptable behavior. They could create whatever they wanted, and if people liked it, they would make money because advertisements would be associated with it. But then advertisers complained, and YouTube responded. They're a business, they've got stockholders, they have to respond to that sort of thing. And at the moment, my understanding is that YouTube is prioritizing people who do high production stuff that's within let's say, the channel that they want to live in, which is more G-rated, more generally acceptable. Now, what happens is if the creators try to conform to that and say, oh, okay, I've got to do a higher production value because YouTube won't promote me unless I do. So you're forced to do higher production values. And you're forced to do a certain kind of generic content that doesn't offend anybody. But here's the thing. At that point, aren't you just working for YouTube? Do you see the reversal? Because it seems to be that in the old days, the individual creators were working for themselves. They would do whatever they wanted, and so long as it wasn't obscene or illegal, they could get paid for it, as long as other people wanted to watch it also. But now that's changed. Now the only way you can monetize is to make content that YouTube wants you to make. You work for YouTube now, just like they're your boss. They get to tell you what you can do. It's a complete reversal from what it was. And I'm not sure people have quite realized that. So I don't know to what extent, I'm being shadow banned on YouTube for my specific political speech, or if it's just that political speech is all in that category now.